I like that it comes from that place. And I like that you're unapologetically expressive about your passion for anime. Like a lot of people might be, you know what I mean? It might
Dude,
sound funny, but it's the
when I was
reality.
in school, I used to
Yeah.
hide, like I used to have like even my like every little detail about that nerdy side of myself. I was
Yeah.
so insecure about it,
Yeah.
and I would hide it a
Yeah.
lot because I didn't want to get made fun of for it or whatever the case
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And no, and that's what I'm saying is like I take a inspiration from you where it's like, you know, I still post my stuff, but there's a part of me where it's like, does anyone like, does it look funny? Like there's these you know, Nintendo characters, whatever. And then I'll see your work and I'll see your portfolio and I'm like, that's exactly the vision that I had for myself is you're showing, you're integrating your passions, your childhood, what made you who you are today
mhm.
with what you're doing tomorrow. And
Well,
yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe
sure.
it's the same for you too, but there's a certain like euphoria, fantasy moment whenever you're gaming or when you're a kid and you're doing something that's like, I don't know, like even playing like even playing like Super Mario. There's certain little things that happen in those times when I was like 8 years old, 7 years old, 6 years old, where a part of my brain that I wasn't able to access in my normal real life routine. It opened up to that. So to me, those references are like bookmarks of just like innocent creativity. It's just
Yeah.
innocent fantasy. It feels good. There's a little nostalgia there, but I don't look at it like nostalgic. So I'm pulling things from my past. I look at
Right.
using those things like I was saying about ingredients, and then furthering that same line of thinking or feeling. So
Well, I'm glad we're on this subject because I tell my friends all the time, you know, when I think back to those shows like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or Digimon, you know, obviously you rewatch them, you think to yourself, you know, like certain parts come across maybe corny or, you know, because you're an adult, you see it with different lenses from a different perspective. But at its core, there was a story. Now, I'm not too familiar with the content now because I don't watch it on Family Channel or whatever. But I remember as a kid, like they at least tried. And Yu-Gi-Oh, for instance, that comes to me like there was some powerful storytelling going on, character arcs, and the emotional moments. As funny as that may sound, and what I'm trying to say is that as a child watching this, it really gave me a lot of inspiration to tell my stories. I'm not
yeah,
saying they're the same way, but it's like you said, they're transcending. It's not just nostalgic. It's more than that. It's bigger than that. And yeah, that's why I think they always come back to us. Like I was doing a podcast about Pokemon with a few buddies, and I asked them like before the podcast ended, I'm like, you know, what do you think it is about Pokemon that brings us all together? Like we're 25, 26 years old and we're still talking about it. And 10-year-olds are playing it now. And it's that sense of community, right? It's that sense of storytelling that everybody can enjoy and you know, relate to either the characters or what's going on, and they feel part of it. And like I said, at its core, it starts with great storytelling, what we were discussing this whole time. So I think that's so cool that you share the same idea, man. It's
yeah. I think being a good artist, being a good storyteller, really is like having the ability to like surrender your everyday perspective of the world into something that can umbrella over other people's lives as well too. And I think now, especially because of like think about it over COVID, like how oversaturated everybody was. Like, oh, I love Netflix. Oh, I'm so sick of Netflix. It's just like everything's
yeah.
so oversaturated. So the audiences have gotten way smarter. Like
Oh yeah.
people have like editing eyes now, and that's just like on everyday people. So it's good because it challenges creators to go further. But
Yeah.
like the audiences are much
It
smarter
also drive you
than
crazy because I'm
before.
editing a
Yeah.
short film right now, man, and it's like my own sister, who's not in the creative field at all, she's in HR, will tell me like that guy that's there's a lack of continuity. That shot doesn't match up right there, and she'll zoom in, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, I'm saying to myself, I'm like, you know, 20 years ago, let's say, who was zooming into shots or like really paying attention that easily, you know? And it's like anyone, like you said, uh, especially with you know the media that we're consuming every day and what we see on Instagram can point out those flaws.